Sunday morning in Queensland winter, and whilst it is winter, it's getting towards the end of June. It's certainly not a cold morning. It was cool this morning. I think we had about 8 to 10 degrees, somewhere around there, but at the moment it's getting close to 9:30 and we're at a lovely 20 degrees in sunny Toowoomba. A little bit of a breeze, so it's nice up here. Heading for a ride down to Esk to catch up with the guys from the Tassie trip. It's 3 months since we left Tassie, so we thought we'd have a bit of a catch up and a bit of a laugh. And it will be 28 degrees down at Esk where we're getting together at lunchtime. So that is a 36 degrees, that's 36 degrees C turnaround from the -8 that I experienced in Canberra this week. So yeah, beautiful winter's day for a ride. Alright, so today a bit of a chat about sway bars. Now I'm a big advocate of the rabbit sway bar. Had one on my 2015 RTS and also on my 2017 F3S, and they were fantastic on there, absolutely brilliant. But so far on the 2020, I'm not sure I'm going to get one. And it's not the cost of the sway bar, it's the cost of getting the thing put on, because that costs nearly as much. But this thing handles so much differently to, and this is stock, the 2020 RT Limited that I've now got. It is stock standard with everything except for a couple of cockpit items. So, and it handles pretty well. It's a touring machine, so it doesn't track on those lumpy bits on the road like the other two used to. So I'm trying to find out why. Is it something they've done with a computer on these things? Have they widened the wheelbase, which I don't think they have? What have they done to make these things track and ride so much better? So I'm going to check that out today, because I'm going on a road which I'm familiar with, one that I know has bits that want you to track with it, because it takes lots of traffic and it's had some water damage over the years from floods and fires. So it's going to be interesting to see what the outcome of that is. This is all stemmed from a Facebook post that I saw in a group, which someone said, oh, you'll need to get yourself a sway bar and all this and that for your new RT. Someone was buying a Sea to Sky, and I'm like, no, I don't think you do, but I want to find out for sure. So let's give it a test and see how we go. Alright, so we're coming up on a bit of road here that I know that the other two Spyders that I've had track and wobble and wander all over the road. And what I'm currently getting is not that sensation. Yeah, there's a little bit of it, but not anywhere near what a non-sway bar type would be. So this one doesn't have the sway bar. So it's tracking pretty good. It's a crappy piece of road, this, I know that, because it's gets a lot of trucks, a lot of traffic, and it's going as good as what either of the other two with the sway bar did. So yeah, well done, Can-Am and BRP. You've done a good job. You've finally figured out, you might need a better sway bar on this thing. So yeah, nice work, people. So yeah, that's a win. It's a couple of $100 saved. Not that I don't mind giving a bit of business to Fagan. He does a good job. So if you've got one of the older ones, yeah, get yourself one. But one of the newer ones, yeah, seriously consider whether you need it. I'm still going to keep an eye on it, but yeah, just from what I could feel through there, no, I don't need it. Okay, so this bit of road is really crap, so we're going to give it a bit of a go on this really crap bit of road. So you can see the truck ruts on the road, see where they are. But so far, it's not wanting to follow those. It's not wanting to wander all over the road. Yeah, sure, there's a little bit of movement, but you're going to get that. But it is really, really good. Wow. Oh, BRP, you might have done something really well. Well done. Big round of applause there. So yeah, is it worth the upgrade to a 2020 or newer? Yeah, I think it is. I think the 2020, which this is, and I believe that there's been improvements since in the 22s. It is a big improvement in the handling of the machine. Comfort definitely, and the wind, I get enough breeze to keep me cool, but the buffeting is not there like on some of the earlier models. So that's a standard screen, and I've raised my buttocks up a little bit with a air hook. I'm not sure if I need it yet. I'll try it out over the next couple of weeks and do a couple of longer rides and see what it feels like. But I'm thinking it's okay without it. It's a really nice machine. I had to adjust the handlebars when I got it though, because the person before me that had it was vertically challenged compared to myself. So the handlebars were rolled back a bit, so I've rolled those forward. It feels really comfy now. Before it felt like it was driving from my lap. Now it feels a lot better to ride. I am going to fix those mirrors though. I'm waiting for those to come. To contact Martin and find out where they are. But yeah, this is a crappy road and it's handling really well. So I'm stoked. Absolutely stoked. So as I'm riding along and enjoying the beautiful scenery and the absolutely magical day, because it's 24 degrees now, blue sky at 10 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't get much better than this. Thinking, well, what things would I do to this? Little additions and upgrades would I put on it to go forward. Now, as I said, I've considered the sway bar. The only things I could really think of would be a backrest. It doesn't have a backrest, but so far so good. Contemplating taking off the air hook, because I don't know whether it improves the seat any more than what it actually comes with, because the Limited comes with a really nice seat. So and the windscreen's pretty good. Try it out west and see what sort of wind it gets off the trucks when they come out the way on those way out west country roads. But yeah, I'm thinking something to stabilise those mirrors, because they vibrate terribly, and whilst they're not too bad in the city, when you get down country roads and look down to see what's behind you, it's yeah, you've got to sort of wait for them to stop shaking. Suspension, it's not too bad, standard. Hey boys, how are you? Yeah, it's not too bad, standard. The suspension, I may put a new rear shock on it, see what happens when I can get the tow hitch and trailer on the back of it, to see whether it takes a bit, because I am getting a frame mount tow hitch after two of my friends had their trailers destroy themselves on our trip to Tassie. They were towed behind a 21 and a 22 model, I think they were. One was a Cedar Sky, the other was an RT Limited. So I've got a frame mount one coming, which I'll fit over the next few weeks and take some video of. So I may need to upgrade the shock, that's about it. It's got some additional lights on this one, which are the trick LED ones. And the right one on the fender there, at the moment, I don't think it's legal, simply because the thing keeps flickering, which makes people think that you're probably indicating to go right, when indeed you're not. It's just that it's got a bit of an issue. So I'm not entirely sure that I want that there, because it's got a nice big indicator up on the back of the mirrors here in Australia, which do an okay job. So I'll contemplate whether to replace that or whether to actually turn it off completely. But yeah, there's not too much that you need on the 2020 and up. It's a really nice machine by itself. Okay, back to the upgrades. There is definitely one upgrade that is worth doing, and if you look down you can see I've got a Garmin XT, and I believe they've just released the Garmin XT2. I haven't seen any reviews on the XT2 yet. I tried it myself, but the XT, really good navigation device. Run your phone through it, get your messages, do all those sorts of things. So that's the upgrade I would get, and the reason I would get that is because I'm not a big fan of BRP's system that they run through there, and I know why they do it, because they want to have their own proprietary system so they can control everything that goes on, and keep an eye on what their customers are doing for sales and all that stuff. So good on your BRP, that's great. However, the rest of the automotive industry, including a lot of motorcycles, are running Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So get on board and stick those in BRP, and that is the one thing that I would definitely upgrade. I like the new displays. They're really nice and big and easy to see and easy to read. It's great and pretty easy to navigate your way around, but yeah, once you hook your phone up, she's no good. So that's the one I would get. And the other thing that I've got there on the thing, and it's more just to hold my phone so that if I need to do something with it as I pull over into it, I don't get on the road, but to easily get it rather than get a little case and get it out, is that I've got myself a quad lock mount. It's the best mount going around. Once again, both those, the Garmin XT and the quad lock mount, were both on the bike when I got it, so they were worth getting. Man, this thing handles well. just loving it. It is great. So that was 100k an hour around a nice sweeping bend, back into the 100 zones here. It's good. Yeah. Woohoo! Just loving it. So we'll quickly sum up what upgrades we might consider. Sway bar, not convinced you need one on the 2020 plus. Navigation device, yes, that's mainly because the BRP system not great. Phone mount, just to make the phone on so you can see it, get it easy when you need to. Just pull over, get to it. Yeah, get the quad lock. Suspension and shocks, mainly the rear one, still working on that. Some extra lights, thinking of taking those off. That's that for my eye. And the mirrors, you need to get something to hold those mirrors a bit tighter. I've ordered the ones from Martin the Vlogger, I'll put a link to those down below, but there's something that I'm going to get just to stop those mirrors vibrating, because they're a little, not because I think they'll fall off, it's just because I think they're annoying, and Australian roads are really quite bumpy. Other than that, and the backrest, that's the other one. That's probably the one that if I get something, it might be the backrest, but I'm still contemplating that, because I'm quite enjoying not having that really hot object sitting against my back. And but if you're ever getting a backrest, I will say just pay the extra money and get the BRP one, some of the aftermarket ones. If you're a little bit of a chunkier chap like myself, you will bend the suckers leaning back on them. The BRP ones, really comfy. Just pay the extra and get one. Have a great day, folks.